Part 34. God Level Tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tien Taido. Chapter 333. What's going on? Yuan Yuhong said to Ye Wilhan again, but his heart was filled with concentration. The thing is like this. That guy killed Nai Yun of the Kunlun immortal sect, and he didn't take our immortal sect in his eyes at all. I immediately got angry, and then I thought I went up and gave him a sword, but I didn't expect it. Yes, he is actually a strong man in the Dan formation realm. Then, I was crushed. I wanted to leave, but he directly forcibly signed a soul contract. Ye Wuhan slowly explained the general story of the matter. His words fell into the ears of Du Shanjun, Yuan Yuhong, and others, but they instantly frowned. Are you saying that the person who made the contract with you is a monk in the Dan formation realm? Yuan Yuhong asked directly again. He must be a monk in the realm of pill formation. Moreover, he should be similar to you elders, a late-stage monk in the realm of pill formation. Ye Wuhang said with great certainty. Is he also in the late stage of the core formation realm? As long as he is not a strong person in the God transformation realm, then there is no problem in leaving. Ye Wuhan, follow me. If you kill that guy, the contract will be automatically terminated. Yuan Yuhong suddenly said again in a deep voice, his voice also filled with incomparable pride. In Yuan Yuhong's view, although the other party is a strong person in the late stage of the Dan formation realm, he and Du Shanjun are also the same, and the other party is only one person. Dare you make a contract with the genius of our Tewa sword sect? Is that guy looking for death? Come on, Ye Wuhan, you will lead us. Where is that guy? If it is too far, we can only temporarily grab the key to the secret realm and then cease situation. Du Shanjun also said angrily that the first goal of the two of them going down the mountain was still the key to the secret realm. After hearing the words of the two elders, Ye Wuhan's eyes suddenly shone with some light again, and he felt slightly happy in his heart. Since there are two elders willing to help him, it is really possible that his contract will be terminated. That guy should not be a match for the two elders. Jiangbei, that guy is in Jiangbei. Ye Wuhan said immediately, but then he let out a sound of surprise. Secret realm key? Elder Du, has any disciple of the sect found the whereabouts of the secret realm key? Ye Wuhan couldn't help but be a little confused when he heard the key to the secret realm. Yes. That's right, there is a secret key to the secret realm, and a disciple came back with the news. What a coincidence, according to the news from the disciple, the secret realm key is also in Jiangbei. Du Shanjun nodded and said in a deep voice. Ever since, Ye Wuhan followed the two elders Yuan Yuhong and Du Shanjun and headed towards Jiangbei again. At the same time, in the other direction, there was a train. Is the news true? Is the key to the secret realm really in Jiangbei? An old man, wearing a Taoist robe, with white hair and a childlike face, said in a deep voice. In front of the old man, two people were kneeling to him, and behind the old man, there were many people standing, with a dozen figures, and each figure was filled with powerful figures. The aura of cultivation is extremely proud. Elder, we are very close. It is said that the news first came from the mouth of the Yaokai immortal section. Suddenly, one of them said again. Did the people from the Yaokai immortal sect spread the news? There should be no problem. When the old man heard the disciple's answer, he narrowed his eyes and said in a deep voice, the secret realm of Yaokai was said to be left by the founder of the Yaokai immortal section. The people of the Yaokai immortal sect might have something special about looking for the key to the secret realm. I can't say for sure how to do it. Tell me to go down and have all the disciples in the southwest district gather towards Jiangbei. This time, I'm afraid there will be a big battle. The old man said directly again that since they could get the news, the other immortal sects must also have got the news. There must be many people from other forces going to Jiangbei, and there will definitely be a fight by then. As the old man finished speaking, a disciple beside him suddenly took out a jade tablet. The jade tablet was filled with spiritual light and had some strange lines. The disciple's fingers were swiped twice on the jade tablet. And suddenly another strange wave emitted from the jade card, and then spread out. This jade tablet is obviously a magic weapon for communication. And these people are all from the Kunlun Immortal section. The old man in front of them is the great elder of the Kunlun Immortal section. He is the second largest figure after the sect leader. He is also a strong man in the late stage of the Dan formation realm. He is almost. It's the state of transformation into gods. To the east of Jiangbei, on a flight. A group of monks with outstanding temperament wearing white robes are also heading towards Jiangbei. Everyone is filled with an extraordinary aura, and their expressions are full of pride. And these people are all monks of the Penglai Immortal sect. The leader was a middle-aged man who looked to be in his 40s or 50s, but his appearance was quite good, with the charm of a mature man. And these people are all going for the key to the secret realm. Kunlun Immortal sect, Tewa Sword sect, Penglai Immortal sect, the three major immortal sects, all have strong men at this moment, leading many sect monks to gather towards Jiangbei. In addition to the three major sects, some powerful families in the Demon City and the imperial capital Jinghua also sent strong men towards Jiangbei. Even many ordinary people feel a sense of depression at this moment. The sky seems to be changing. At this moment, the real storm gathered, and powerful monks gathered towards Jiangbei one after another. Soon, hundreds of monks appeared on the border of Jiangbei. For a moment, Jiangbei was shaken, and indeed the entire southwest was shaken. Among the southwest garrison, Nai Yuntian and fellow Taoist Zhang were sitting across from each other and discussing something. But at this moment, the two of them suddenly had some strange feelings. Something big is going to happen. Nai Yuntian murmured. They are all here to seize the key to the secret realm. Let's go and have a look. This matter is no longer something we can control. Fellow Taoist Zhang said in a deep voice again. So many powerful monks, so many powerful men, have come to the border of Jiangbei at this moment. Even if the entire southwestern garrison is dispatched, it will be of no avail. Dao Zhang immediately took out his phone again and dialed an internal number. Hello. The next moment, a man's voice came from the other end of the phone. Director, I am fellow Taoist Zhang. I have something to ask you for advice. Fellow Taoist Zhang said immediately and directly told what happened here. I see. Immediately afterwards, another voice came from the other end of the phone, and then the phone was hung up. Dao Zhang's expression relaxed slightly. Although the director did not give any clear reply, Zhang Dao knew that the director would definitely make arrangements for this matter. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 334. At this moment, Jiangbei was full of real big shots. No matter whether it was the immortal sects or the big families in the Dewa realm, they all sent strong men to Jiangbei at this moment, all for the key to the secret realm. For a moment, the whole Jiangbei was shaken. Everyone in Jiangbei felt a sense of depression. The storm was coming. At this moment, a private plane landed at Jiangbei airport, and from this private plane, several proud figures came down. All of them were foreigners, with blonde hair and blue eyes. The leader was a young man in a suit with curly hair, but he had an arrogant aura on his body, as if he didn't take anyone seriously, and his skin was extremely white, and he looked even more like a bit of a demon. When will the secret realm be opened? The young man said directly to the people around him. Lord Baron, according to the news from our vassal family of Dewa, the secret realm should be opened in the near future. However, before that, we have to find the key to the secret realm first. Someone next to him said to the young man again. From the respectful look of this person, it can be seen that this young man is extraordinary. He is from the country of Buddha, and is a royal noble of the country of Buddha. Although his blood is far away, he has obtained the title of Baron at such a young age. His name is Patton. And this time, Patton was sent by the family to come here on a mission, and that mission is to go to the secret realm and bring the treasures in the secret realm back to Buddha. Patton hid his identity, and he didn't bring many people with him, but they were all strong men from the west, some were warriors, and some were sorcerers, and in addition, he. Secret realm key? Any relevant news? Patton asked directly to his men beside him. Lord Baron, we are so lucky. According to the news just received, the key to the secret realm is in Jiangbei, and it seems to be in the hands of a Jindan realm expert. The subordinate next to him said again. But this news seems to have spread. Many powerful people from Dawa, including those from the Immortal sect, are on their way here. The subordinate changed the subject and continued. When Barton heard the words of his subordinate, his face suddenly condensed and his brows slightly frowned, but soon a confident smile appeared on his face again. In that case, that would be interesting. This Baron would also like to see these powerful people from Dawa. Barton said proudly again. Let's go. Lead the way. Jiangbei number 1 courtyard. Li Hao was lying on a chair in the villa, feeling extremely comfortable. In front of the villa, White Cat and Sanyang Jinren were standing there proudly. Finally. After a while. Outside the villa, some cultivators arrived here one after another. There are 7 or 8 cultivators, and they are still increasing. These figures look relatively young, mostly in their 20s or 30s, but they all have strong cultivation auras, and are basically foundation building cultivators. Most of the people who came here first were immortal sects who walked the world. They were originally sent to search for the whereabouts of the secret realm key nearby. After learning that the secret realm key was here, they naturally arrived as soon as possible. After these cultivators arrived here, they were ready to take action directly, but when their eyes fell on this villa, their expressions suddenly froze. Because they saw a Taoist and a cat guarding the door, and from the Taoist, a strong aura emanated. That was the Jindan. Sure enough, the secret realm key is not so easy to grab. For a while, these people did not dare to act rashly. Seeing this scene, the face of Sanyang Jinren could not help but condense again, and he did not take action directly, still standing quietly. As time passed. After a while, several figures appeared outside the villa. At this moment, there were more than 10 monks gathered outside the villa. Listen, people inside, hand over the secret realm key. You can't keep this secret realm key. If you don't want to die, hand it over quickly. Voices came out of the mouths of these monks. Get out. However, as soon as these people spoke, a cold shout came out from the mouth of Sanyang Jinren. The voice contained a powerful cultivation power, like a thunder rolling and resounding, spreading across the sky. When these monks heard the voice of Sanyang Jinren, their faces suddenly changed. How arrogant! Let's attack together. If other masters come, we won't be able to get hold of these keys. Yes. Let's attack together. Although he is a Jindan realm master, we have more people. Even if he is a Jindan realm master, he is not our opponent. Suddenly, there were more voices coming out of the mouths of these cultivators. They still have some self-knowledge. At the moment, they arrived here first. This is the best opportunity to fight for the key to the secret realm. If they wait a little longer and more masters come, they will definitely have no chance. Boom. Boom boom boom. For a moment, powerful cultivation auras were released from these people, and then these cultivators burst out with a complete offensive and blasted forward again. More than a dozen foundation building cultivators performed their cultivation together, and the aura was extremely amazing, and the formation was very large. However, when Sanyang Jinren saw this scene, he remained calm, and a gleam of brilliance flashed in his eyes. Boom! At the same time, Sanyang Jinren also released an amazing cultivation power instantly. Buzz! The powerful aura swept the sky, causing the entire space to vibrate. The next moment, Sanyang Jinren's figure also moved, with a strong spiritual light flowing on his body, carrying an amazing offensive and blasting forward. Bang! In an instant, there was another powerful roar. Bang 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 bang. Jinren Sanyang was like a wolf entering a flock of sheep. His blatant offensive collided directly with the offensive of those cultivators. One after another, figures were blown away, spitting blood. Although the other side had many people, they were all foundation-building cultivators. Their cultivation was not even a little bit lower than that of Jinren Sanyang. Even if they joined forces, they were still no match for Jinren Sanyang. Jinren Sanyang also let go completely this time. This was the first time he let go to fight after breaking through to the Jindan realm. If he didn't attack, it would be fine. Once he attacked, he did it without reservation. At this moment, Jinren Sanyang exerted his Jindan realm cultivation to the extreme. As his body changed, he launched a fierce attack on those cultivators. Immediately, someone was killed by Jinren Sanyang. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tien Tien Taido. Chapter 335. Master Sanyang's attacks were extremely sharp. As his body shape continued to change, an extremely fierce attack fell directly on those monks. Even the monks were killed by Master Sanyang. Ah! There were screams and they kept coming. After a while, none of the more than 10 monks were standing again. However, as long as Master Sanyang fought like this for a while, more monks appeared. Several figures appeared on the river in front. There was a proud aura on these figures. They were all wearing black and white robes. They should belong to the same power. The leader was a man wearing a robe. The aura of the old man in Taoist robes was restrained, making it difficult to tell his specific cultivation level, but as he stood there, there seemed to be spiritual power between heaven and earth moving towards him involuntarily. These people were obviously monks from Kunlun Immortal Sect, and this old man in Taoist robes was obviously Pan Zhenjiang, the great elder of their immortal sect. Is that person holding the key to the secret realm? At this moment, Pan Zhenjiang looked at the fighting scene in front and asked directly to the people next to him. However, his eyes fell on the monk in front who was also wearing a Taoist robe. He could naturally see that this Taoist was also a monk in the Dan formation realm. It's just that this Taoist is in the early stages of forming a pill, and it seems that he has just broken through to the realm of forming a pill. The Great Elder and my subordinates are not sure, but they are inseparable. But according to the news, the key to the secret realm is here. The Yaokai Immortal Sect seems to have a special way to know the whereabouts of the key to the secret realm. Suddenly, another monk from the Kunlun Immortal Sect spoke directly next to him, and this monk was responsible for collecting information. When Pan Zhenjiang heard this, his expression condensed. If it were in the hands of this Taoist, then if he took action, he wouldn't be able to catch it easily. The other party is definitely not his opponent. Even if Pan Zhenjiang was ready to take action directly, his idea was similar to those before him, first come first served. But at this moment, Pan Zhenjiang once again fell on the body of the crawling cat behind him. Pan Zhenjiang suddenly let out a sound of surprise, and his eyes suddenly condensed. Because, Pan Zhenjiang felt an unusual aura from this cat. Demon King. Pan Zhenjiang immediately made a judgment. The cat was clearly a Demon King. How is this possible? Pan Zhenjiang was in disbelief. He sensed something was wrong and gave up his plan to take action directly. A monk in the early stage of the Danformation realm is nothing, but if you add a demon king, it will be difficult to deal with him. You must know that usually the bodies of those demon beasts are very powerful. This is especially true for the demon king. The demon king is originally equivalent to a monk in the Danformation realm. With the addition of a physical body, he is definitely more powerful than the monks in the same realm. Boom boom boom. Master Sanyang's attacks were decisive and sharp. In just a moment, he killed and crippled the dozen or so monks who took action. Great. Does anyone else want to take action? Master Sanyang stood proudly again, and a wild voice suddenly came out from his mouth. This battle was really hardy, and Master Sanyang even found that his cultivation level became stronger and stronger during the battle. Become thicker. Master Sanyang glanced around, and naturally saw the figures of Pan Zhenjiang and other members of the Kunlun immortal sect, and his heart couldn't help but condense again. Master Sanyang's strong attack had a certain deterrent effect. Many people had strange looks in their eyes, but no one took action again. However, it is at this moment. In the other direction, two figures appeared suddenly, and their bodies were filled with a majestic momentum. It was Na Yuntian, the envoy of the Southwest Guard Army, and Zhang Daiyu from the National Security Special Operations Agency. When Na Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu appeared, they attracted the attention of everyone. Fellow Taoists, I am Na Yuntian, the envoy of the Southwest Guard Army. This is the territory of my Southwest Guard Army. Please give me some respect and stop fighting. Don't hurt innocent people. As soon as Na Yuntian appeared, he spoke directly, saying his name and showing his attitude. Guardian Na, you have to ask them about this. Master Sanyang said directly that he naturally knew Na Yuntian. When Na Yuntian saw Master Sanyang, his expression condensed slightly. He also knew him, and he was a famous monk in Jiangbei. But according to Long's Himing, he had been surrendered by Li Hao and became Li Hao. People. In this case, Li Hao is the one who lives in the villa. Thinking of this, Na Yuntian felt a sense of surprise in his heart. According to the news he had received, these people were all here for the key to the secret realm, but they were here now. Doesn't that illustrate a problem? The key to the secret realm is in Li Hao's hand. Shock. Na Yuntian was suddenly shocked. But soon, he felt relieved again. Li Hao is his benefactor, and he is a real evil figure. He has the key to the secret realm, which seems to make sense. This fellow Taoist from the Kunlun immortal sect. Please, for my sake, please don't cause a fight. Na Yuntian looked at Pan Zhenjiang again. Fellow Taoist Zhang next to him had already sent him a message to tell him his origins, and he immediately spoke directly. The garrison commander of the Southwest Garrison? Haha. Your face is useless to me. I advise you not to meddle in other people's business. Go back to where you came from. Pan Zhenjiang laughed coldly when he heard Na Yuntian's words, and said proudly. Obviously, Pan Zhenjiang didn't take the Southwest Garrison seriously at all. When Na Yuntian heard what he said, a trace of anger suddenly appeared in his eyes. Around the villa below, there were already figures of garrison troops, and these figures surrounded Li Hao's villa. Not surrounded, but guarded. Seeing this scene, a strange color appeared in the eyes of Sanyang Jinren. These people of the Southwest Garrison were actually guarding. Most of these people of the Southwest Garrison were still warriors. In addition to Na Yuntian, there were only 4 or 5 foundation building cultivators, but at this moment, they resolutely blocked the surroundings of the villa, with a firm look in their eyes. If you want to snatch the key to the secret realm, you have to get past our Southwest Garrison first. Another voice came from Yu Jianshan, the deputy garrison commander of the Southwest Garrison below. In the villa, Li Hao naturally sensed this scene, and his heart was slightly moved. God level tip, Report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tien Tien Taido. Chapter 336. Li Hao was not surprised by the appearance of Nai Yuntian, the envoy of the Southwest Guard Army, and Dai Zhang from the National Security Special Operations Division. Both of them were strong men in the Dan formation realm, and naturally what happened here could not be concealed. Two people. But Li Hao really didn't expect that these other Southwest Guards troops were guarding outside his villa. At this moment, there are hundreds of people in the Southwest garrison. Although most of them are warriors and there are only 4 or 5 Foundation establishment monks there, they are guarding the villa without hesitation. There is a look in everyone's eyes. There is a touch of determination. On the opposite side, Pan Zhengzhang frowned when he saw this scene. If it were just the Taoist and the Demon King, it wouldn't be enough to scare him, but now, coupled with the words of the Southwest Guards and Nai Yuntian, the lineup is a bit powerful. Nai Yuntian, right? Let me advise you, this key to the secret realm is not something you can interfere with. Don't get into trouble. Offending my Kunlun wizard is not a wise choice. Pan Zhengzhang suddenly said sharply to Nai Yuntian again. He. When Nai Yuntian heard what the other party said, he laughed again. The people here are invading by our Southwest Guards. Nai Yuntian said calmly again, but his voice was full of determination. Ambassador Nai Zhen, have you already thought about it? At this moment, even fellow Daoist Zhang next to him was shocked when he heard Nai Yuntian's words and felt the firmness in his words. He couldn't help but also said to Nai Yuntian. Well, he is my savior. Without him, I'm afraid I'd be dead. Nai Yuntian suddenly said in a deep voice. Fellow Daoist Zhang nodded immediately and said nothing more. On the opposite side, when Pan Zhengzhang heard Nai Yuntian's words, his expression changed again and became a little gloomy. But at this time, on the river not far away, some proud figures appeared again, and these figures all showed a fierceness, and most of them carried long swords on their backs. The leaders were an old man and a middle-aged man. He's from the Tewa sword sect. So many strong men came at once. Who are those two people in front? They look so powerful. Those are the elders of Tewa sword sect. One is called Du Shanjun, and the other is Yuan Yuhong. They are both strong men in the late stage of the Danja realm. When these people appeared here, there was another exclamation of surprise. Many people recognized the identities of these people at a glance. They were obviously strong men of Tewa sword sect, and the two leaders were even more. He is the elder of Tewa sword sect. In addition to the Kunlun immortal sect, the second immortal sect has arrived, and the lineup is also very powerful. Du Shanjun and Yuan Yuhong, together with a group of disciples, stood directly in one position. Du Shanjun and Yuan Yuhong glanced directly in front of them, and their expressions instantly froze. The two of them naturally saw Pan Zhengzhang and others from the Kunlun immortal sect at a glance, as well as those from the Southwest Guards outside the villa. Pan Zhengzhang, I didn't expect you guys to come here very quickly. Yuan Yuhong looked at Pan Zhengzhang and said directly and calmly. Yuan Yuhong, Du Shanjun. You are not slow at all. Tewa sword sect actually sent you two out together. It seems that you are determined to get the key to the secret realm. When Pan Zhengzhang heard Yuan Yuhong's words, he said lightly that it was not the first time that he met Yuan Yuhong and Du Shanjun, but they were very familiar with each other. Isn't it the same for you? Even if you, the great elder, are sent out, haven't you never come down the mountain? Yuan Yuhong also said lightly. Tewa sword sect and Kunlun immortal sect are both one of the 4 major immortal sects on the road, but they are in competition with each other, so there is no politeness in their words. Elder Pan, why haven't you taken action? The key to the secret realm is inside, right? What, are you afraid? At this time, Du Shanjun also said. When Pan Zhenjiang on the opposite side heard Du Shanjun's words, a coldness suddenly appeared in his eyes. He looked at Du Shanjun closely, and then sneered again. Ha ha! There's no need to provoke me. When it's time for me to take action, I will take action, of course. But it's you, do you dare to take action? Pan Zhenjiang said sarcastically, and when this voice fell into the ears of Du Shanjun and the other two, their faces darkened. Boom! Du Shanjun suddenly had a powerful cultivation aura released from his body, and he looked like he was about to take action. Adu! Yuan Yuhong next to him stopped him directly. Although their lineup is very strong, the opponent's lineup is not weak at all. If they attack rashly, it is one thing whether they can win, and it is very likely that the Kunlun immortal sect and those who come later will reap the benefits. Profit. For a moment, Yuan Yuhong and Du Shanjun said nothing more. On the opposite side, Nai Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu were still watching the scene quietly without speaking. But in the next moment, whoosh whoosh! In the distance, another sound broke through the air. Everyone's eyes suddenly looked in one direction. Only seeing that, in the distant sky, some proud figures appeared again. The leader was a middle-aged man in a dress with an extraordinary appearance, and the people following behind him were all extraordinary, full of pride, and gave people a sense of etherealness. It's the people of Penglai Immortal Sect. The people of Penglai Immortal Sect have also arrived. Oh my God, 3 of the 4 major immortal sects have arrived. There were exclamations again in the field, and many cultivators also recognized that these people who appeared were the cultivators of Penglai Immortal Sect. The lineup of Penglai Immortal Sect is also very powerful, with a total of 15 or 16 cultivators, led by a cultivator in the late stage of Jindan realm, and among the others, there is a cultivator in the early stage of Jindan realm, and the rest are all foundation building. The scene suddenly became a little depressing again. More and more cultivators arrived. It's the people of the Qin family in Modu. That's Qin Zhan of the Qin family. But at this time, several figures appeared in one direction, which attracted the attention of many people again. He is from the Qin family of the Demon City. The Qin family of the Demon City is a large family with cultivators among them. Qin Zhan is one of the top 3 people in the Qin family of the Demon City. He is also a Jindan realm expert, but not in the late Jindan stage, but in the middle stage. But at this moment, as more and more experts arrive, the variables are becoming more and more. Look, who is that person over there? It feels so powerful. It's from the Sun family of Jinghua. And the Qian family. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Taido. Chapter 337. There are also people from the Ye family in the Demon City. Jinghua Zhou family. There are also people from the Chen family in Jiangbei. More and more monks came here, and they heard screams of surprise. In addition to those people from the Immortal Sect, there were more monks from big families. There were powerful cultivation families in both the Demon City and Jinghua Imperial City who sent strong men. At this moment, hundreds of monks gathered here, including more than 10 or 20 strong men in the Dan formation realm. The entire world is filled with powerful momentum. At this moment, a look of solemnity appeared on the faces of Nai Yuntian, Zhang Daiyu, and others. With so many strong men, most of the monks in Dewa are here. Is the key to the secret realm in here? A strong man looked forward again and asked directly. Yes, it's in that villa. But the people from the southwest guards are guarding there. Immediately, someone else said directly. People inside, please hand over the key to the secret realm. The southwest guards cannot protect you. At this time, someone stood up again and said to the villa. The person who spoke was a member of the Jinghua Sun family, a strong man in the early stage of the Dan formation realm. At this moment, many people still don't know who is in this villa, and they haven't shown up until now. Moreover, Even if the Sun family's pill-forming monk made a sound, it was as if there was no one in the villa and there was no response at all. When the Sun family's alchemy cultivator saw this scene, his expression suddenly hardened again. Boom! A powerful cultivation aura came directly from the opponent's body, and the Sun family's alchemy cultivator headed straight forward without saying a word. Get out! Death to the intruder! However, at this moment, a cold voice suddenly sounded, and an extremely powerful aura suddenly appeared on Master Sanyang's body, and he also directly released the power of cultivation. But before Sanyang Jinren could take action, a white figure rushed away from Sanyang at an extremely fast speed. At last, an afterimage flashed past. The expression of the Sun family's Danji realm monk suddenly changed drastically, and he felt a powerful crisis. Only a sound that seemed to break through the air was heard. The next moment, everyone saw a ferocious blood mark appearing on the body of the Sun family's alchemy realm monk. The blood flowed out and dyed his clothes red. The Sun family monk's eyes were filled with incomparable horror, and he was actually injured in an instant. His eyes were looking straight ahead, where there was a white cat, licking its paws. The cat looked at him with a humanistic look in its eyes, with a hint of ridicule. It's this Demon King. When the monks around him saw this scene, there was a hint of shock in their eyes. Is this Demon King the pet of the person inside? At this moment, this Demon King is clearly guarding the people in this villa. Even this Demon King is not easy to deal with. The strong men in the Lian Dan realm were injured in an instant, which is enough to show how powerful this Demon King is. Ah! I'm going to kill you. The Sun monk roared angrily, endured his injuries, and launched an astonishing offensive towards the white cat. Roar! At this moment, when the white cat saw this scene, its body instantly became huge, turning into a giant beast more than 10 feet long. It was filled with shocking demonic power. With a roar, it was Zhang. With a scarlet mouth, he bit directly at the monk in front. Boom! The Sun family's pill-forming monk also used fierce methods and blasted him away. Suddenly, a fierce collision broke out again. Rumble! The entire space was shaking. The monks of the Sun family were not weak either. They had some means. Even though they were suppressed by this Demon King, they were still able to resist. At this time, the monks around them couldn't hold back anymore when they saw the scene in front of them. Boom! For a moment, another monk burst out with an astonishing cultivation momentum, and then in the next moment, he also blasted in the direction of the villa. The person who took action this time was a member of the Jian family in Jinghua. The second person in the Jian family was named Jian Hedang, and he was also a monk in the early stage of the Dan formation realm. At this time, when Master Sanyang saw this scene, he also burst out with a fierce offensive and rushed away. The next moment, Master Sanyang stood up directly with Jian Hedang. Boom! The powerful spiritual attacks collided together, and there was an earth-shattering roar. Sanyang Jinren and Jian Hedang were both at the early stage of the Dan formation realm. They were fighting at this moment. They were almost equal, and it was difficult to tell the winner for a while. Someone took action, making other monks completely unable to restrain themselves. Boom! Powerful auras burst out from these monks instantly. Let's do it too. At this moment, in the Qin family's camp, Qin Zhan of the Qin family spoke sternly to the people behind him. As soon as the words fell, Qin Zhan's powerful cultivation in the middle stage of the Dan formation realm was instantly released. Qin Zhan's body was filled with spiritual light, as if a thick armor had been formed around his body, making Qin Zhan look absolutely insolent. Boom! The next moment, Qin Zhan's figure also flashed away and blasted towards the villa. But right at this moment, beside him, a powerful attack suddenly hit him. Bang! Suddenly, a roar of collision resounded. Qin Zhan's figure paused, and the figure that attacked him was shocked and retreated. Qin Zhan just looked to one side, where there was a middle-aged man in a white robe, and the middle-aged man released a strong momentum. Ye Chang He. Qin Zhan looked at the man coldly, with a hint of coldness in his eyes. He was very familiar with the man in front of him. He was Ye Chang He of the Ye family in the Magic City. Ye Chang He, are you looking for death? Even if you break through to the Jindan realm, do you think you can beat me? The key to the secret realm will not fall into your hands. Qin Zhan said coldly to Ye Chang He. Ha ha. Indeed, I can't beat you. But it should be no problem to stop you. I didn't want the key to the secret realm in the first place. Ye Chang He sneered again when he heard Qin Zhan's words, and then said indifferently. He naturally didn't think about getting the secret realm key. The person in the villa was Li Hao, and he, as a slave, signed a contract by Li Hao. How could he dare to attack Li Hao? At this moment, Ye Chang He saw Qin Zhan take action, and Ye Chang He also chose to take action without hesitation. This is standing in line, this is helping Li Hao. Huh. But when Ye Chang He's words fell into Qin Zhan's ears, it made him feel strange again. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 338. Ye Tianhe of the Ye family suddenly made a move, which made Qin Zhan's expression darken again. Although Ye Tianhe's cultivation level is not as good as his, he is a monk who has just broken through to the Dan formation realm. But if the other party just wants to stop him, it won't be easy. You didn't want the key to the secret realm in the first place? You just stopped me? What good does this do to you? Qin Zhan suddenly said in a deep voice, not knowing what the other party meant. Could it be that the other party simply wanted to prevent him from getting the key to the secret realm, and to prevent himself from having an easier time? You don't care about the benefits, and I don't need to tell you. In short, you can't get into this villa. Ye Tianhe said coldly again, releasing all his early stage cultivation of the Dan formation realm, and blasted directly at Qin Zhan again. Boom. Psycho. Seeing this scene, Qin Zhan's expression couldn't help but change again. He cursed directly, and with the force of his body, he also blasted directly towards the opponent. Bang bang bang. For a time, fierce collisions continued to sound, and Ye Tianhe and Qin Zhan broke out into an amazing battle. Not far away, when Nai Yuntian saw this scene, there was a look of surprise in his eyes. He had originally planned to take action, but now he was stunned for a moment. It's really strange, why did Ye Tianhe from the Magic City not go in to snatch the key to the secret realm, but instead blocked Qin Zhan who wanted to snatch the key to the secret realm? A trace of doubt arose in Nai Yuntian's heart, but he couldn't help but think about it at this moment. Because at this moment again. Pan Zhengjiang, Li Changxiu, let's take action together. When Yuan Yuhong of Taiwa Sword Sect saw this scene, he said in a deep voice again, and his voice reached the ears of Pan Zhengjiang and the middle-aged man of Penglai Immortal Sect. Okay. Let's deal with the two of them together, and then we can decide who owns the key to the secret realm. Pan Zhengjiang suddenly said in a deep voice. Let's take action together. The middle-aged man from the Penglai Immortal Sect also said immediately that his name was Li Changxiu. As the voices of several people fell. The next moment, on Yuan Yuhong, Du Shanjun, Pan Zhengjiang, and Li Changxiu, an extremely amazing cultivation aura was released instantly. The powerful aura swept across the sky, causing the entire world to change color, and everyone felt it. A depressing feeling. Boom. Violent power instantly emerged from the bodies of Yuan Yuhong and the others. The four powerful men in the Dan formation realm all took action at this moment, blasting forward with a shocking momentum. Ahead, when Nai Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu saw this scene, their faces showed a hint of solemnity. Guardian Nai. Have you really thought about it? The four powerful men in the Dan formation realm will take action together. Fellow Daoist Zhang said to Nai Yuntian again. However, Nai Yuntian smiled casually again. Director Zhang, even if I die, I will not retreat. Nai Yuntian said directly again, his voice filled with determination. Okay. In that case, I will also accompany you to fight. After hearing what Nai Yuntian said, Dao Zhang also said directly. Boom. As Zhang Dao's voice fell, a powerful force of cultivation burst out from Dao Zhang's body. This power of cultivation was simply astonishing. It had even reached the peak of the Dan formation realm, and half of his feet were about to step into the God transformation realm. Situation. At the same time, the powerful power of cultivation was instantly released from Nai Yuntian's body. Seeing this scene, the surrounding monks were extremely shocked. A fight is about to begin. They are all strong men in the Dan formation realm. On the other side, when Yuan Yuhong and the other four saw this scene, their expressions also froze. Just the two of you can't stop the rest of us. At this time, Yuan Yuhong said sternly to Zhang Dao and the other two, although the other party was also very strong, there were only two of them after all. You won't know until you fight whether you can stop it or not. Fellow Taoist Zhang said sharply again, his voice filled with a hint of pride. What if there's another me? However, at this moment, another voice suddenly came from one side. However, a figure came directly to the side, carrying a powerful aura. That aura was also a pill formation, but it was only in the middle stage of the pill formation. The eyes of Yuan Yuhong and others immediately fell on the figure next to them. The other person was also a middle-aged man, but his aura was not weak at all. Zhou Kunlun. Surprised sounds came from the mouths of some monks around. Someone recognized this middle-aged man. It was Zhou Kunlun of the Jinghua Zhou family, a strong man in the middle stage of the Dan formation realm. Why did he take action? It's quite strange. Many people's eyes were filled with doubts. But at this time, when Yuan Yuhong and others, the strong men of the three major immortal sects, saw another strong man of the Dan formation realm emerge, their expressions couldn't help but change again. And another one of you. A mid-level pill-forming realm. Let me advise you, this is not something you can interfere with. Do you want to be the enemy of our three major immortal sects? Yuan Yuhong suddenly said sharply to Zhou Kunlun. Haha. We are just enemies, so what? In short, you can't touch the people in this villa. However, a look of carelessness appeared on Zhou Kunlun's face, as if he didn't care about the immortal sect at all. He smiled nonchalantly and said in a deep voice. At this moment, Nai Yuntian and Zhang Dai were also obviously stunned. Before there was Ye Changhe from the Ye family in the Demon City, and now there is Zhou Kunlun from the Zhou family in Beijing. Obviously, this Zhou Kunlun seemed to stand out because of the people in the villa. Zhou Kunlun's words were very direct, and without the slightest hesitation. When they fell into the ears of Yuan Yuhong and others, their faces became a little ugly. In that case, kill you over there. At this time, Pan Zhangjiang also said angrily. It's just the middle stage of the Jindan realm, I will deal with it. At the same time, Du Shanjun also said. However, at this time. What if I am added? A voice resounded between the whole world again, with a shocking momentum. Everyone followed the voice and looked in one direction. I saw that not far away, a big monk in monk's clothes appeared again, with a strong Buddhist power flowing on his body, with a fierce power. Oh my God, it's the Dharma King of Zhang. The Dharma King of Zhang is here too. Isn't this unbelievable? Is the Dharma King of Zhang going to take action too? When this big monk in monk's robes appeared, someone in the field suddenly made a very shocked sound. Because, isn't this big monk in front of him the number one person in Zhang district? The Dharma King of Zhang. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 339. Zhangdi Dharma King had actually been nearby before, but he just showed up at this moment. With the appearance of Zhangdi Dharma King, the faces of Yuan Yuhong and the other four changed instantly, becoming extremely ugly. They knew this Zhangdi Dharma King, who was the number one in Zhang district and was said to be a cultivator in the middle stage of the Jindan realm, with a great reputation. Moreover, this Zhangdi Dharma King was good at Buddhist and Taoist techniques, and his cultivation was very strong. He had crushed people in the same realm. Monk, this is our Xianzong's business, what's the point of you intervening? Yuan Yuhong looked at the Zhangdi Dharma King, who appeared coldly again, and said directly in a cold voice. Yes, monk. Be careful that we will send you to the west. I advise you to get out of the way quickly. Pan Zhengzhong of Kunlun Xianzong said sternly again. He. At this time, Zhangdi Dharma King heard their words and laughed again. Send me to heaven? That's not necessary. Let me convert you. Zhangdi Dharma King said again indifferently, but his voice was full of pride. At this moment, Nai Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu beside him had a strange look in their hearts, and they were all condensed again. Another one came out? What's going on? Is there another one? Nai Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu looked at each other at the same time, and both saw the strange look in each other's eyes. Master, what are you doing? Nai Yuntian looked at Zhangdi Dharma King with a little doubt and asked in a deep voice. Haha, fighting. Count me in. I hate it most when the majority bullies the minority. Zhangdi Dharma King laughed again when he heard Nai Yuntian's words. Boom. As Zhangdi Dharma King's voice fell, a blatant power swept from Zhangdi Dharma King again, with violent power. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Faintly, it seemed that there was a sound of Sanskrit. The body of the Dharma King of Zhangdi suddenly gave birth to a powerful Buddhist power. As the spiritual power flowed, the figure of the Dharma King of Zhangdi became extremely majestic. Boom, boom, boom. Attack together. The delay will change, don't hold back. That Yuan Yuhong said in a deep voice. The next moment, Yuan Yuhong and others also had amazing momentum, burst out with a strong offensive, and blasted forward again. The three major immortal sects, the four Jindan realm cultivators, and all of them were powerful cultivators in the late Jindan realm. At this moment, when they attacked, it was earth-shaking. On the opposite side, Nai Yuntian also had four people. Except for fellow Daoist Zhang, who was in the late Jindan realm, the other three were in the middle Jindan realm, but the offensive they burst out was still amazing. Boom, boom. In an instant, there was another extremely powerful collision sound, and the violent collision of power was deafening. Several towering figures collided directly, causing the whole world to tremble. The momentum was so great that it was earth-shaking. Is this the battle between Jindan realm masters? How amazing! Stay away, don't get hurt by mistake. The other cultivators around were also shocked by this scene. This battle was simply too amazing. It was worthy of being a battle in the Jindan realm. Exclamations continued to ring out, and even many cultivators with weaker cultivation bases directly stayed further away, fearing that they would be hurt by mistake. Not far away, the White Cat and the Jindan realm cultivator of the Sun family were also fighting fiercely, but the Jindan realm master of the Sun family had already had many deep claw marks on his body, and blood kept flowing down, staining his clothes red. At this moment, the face of the Jindan realm cultivator of the Sun family was extremely ugly, as if he had eaten shit, and even a little pale. He was the first to attack, and he wanted to show off his talent, but he never thought that he would be made into such an embarrassing state by a big cat, and even suffered a serious injury. Moreover, the more he fought, the more he collapsed. This was because the big cat was a demon king, with thick skin and strong flesh. His attack hit the opponent's body, but he couldn't even break the opponent's skin and flesh, while the Demon King's claws made him skin and flesh burst. At the same time, Sanyang Jinren also fought fiercely with Jian Hedang of the Jian family. The collisions continued to resound, but the two were shaken back one after another. The cultivation of the two was comparable, and it was difficult to determine the winner in a short time. With the actions of these Jindan realm masters, the war broke out, and the scene became very chaotic. The other cultivators couldn't help but take action directly. The power of cultivation also burst out directly from their bodies, and then condensed into a sharp offensive, and blasted directly towards the direction of the villa. Boom! Seeing this scene, the other people in the southwest garrison also took action. Even at this moment, in the villa next to them, two very beautiful figures appeared. They were Qin Yaking and Linda. They had just become monks and saw this shocking scene. What did this guy do? How could the boss offend such a powerful person? Oh my god! Qin Yaking and Linda's beautiful eyes trembled and they said in shock. But the next moment, the two women also activated their cultivation power and prepared to start fighting directly. It was when the war broke out here. A few miles away, on the opposite side of the river, on a high platform, there was a woman in green, watching the scene quietly, with a hint of coldness on the corner of her mouth. I told you to steal my secret realm key. You deserve it. Chu King I saw the scene on the other side, a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth, and she snorted again. This scene was caused by her, and seeing the scene at this moment, she felt even more proud. At the same time, on a boat on the river, there were several foreigners, and the young man in the lead was pale and bloodless, sitting at a table drinking tea, and there was a wisp of spiritual energy on the tea. Barton took a sip of tea and said lightly, "This big belly band spiritual tea is really good. But I still want the blood of those strong men." Immediately, Barton looked into the distance again, and he could see the amazing battle scene in his sight. "Baron, shall we do it too?" Beside Barton, a sturdy big guy with a hairy face said directly. "What's the saying in China? You can't eat hot tofu in a hurry." "Wait a minute, the other side has many strong people. There is also an old saying, when the snipe and the clam fight, the fisherman benefits. When they are both injured, we have a better chance." Outside the villa, the battle continued, and someone lay down in an instant. Even some people in the southwest garrison were seriously injured. "It's so noisy. It disturbed my sleep. Are you looking for death?" But at this moment, a voice suddenly sounded, resounding like thunder. "God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning." Author, Tian Taido. Chapter 340. You disturbed my sleep, are you looking for death? A voice resounded in this space like thunder. The next moment, everyone's eyes looked in one direction. There was a handsome figure with a handsome face, who looked to be in his 20s. He was a young man with a proud temperament. Everyone's face changed. Everyone's eyes were fixed on this young man. At this moment, the young man in front of him looked sleepy, as if he had not woken up yet and was angry about getting up. He looked at everyone with cold eyes, full of extreme coldness. The faces of Yuan Yuhong and others showed a look of surprise. The young man in front of him came out of this villa. Who is his identity? It goes without saying. Who are you? Yuan Yuhong looked at the young man in front of him coldly, and suddenly said coldly. What an arrogant tone. Boy, is the key to the secret realm in your hands? At this time, the Du Tianjun next to him also said in a stern voice. Li Hao. Boss. Beside him, Linda and Qin Yaking heard Li Hao's voice and looked behind them in surprise. Isn't this young man Li Hao? Li Hao was lying comfortably in the bedroom. He had already known the scene in front of him. Naturally, everything that happened here could not be hidden from Li Hao's perception. Li Hao had not planned to stand up, but at this moment, he had no choice. In front of him were the four great masters of the three major immortal sects, and they were all in the late stage of the Jindan mirror. If it was just Nai Yuntian and that fellow Daoist Zhang, they would definitely not be the opponents of the four great masters in front of them. Even if Qin Yaking and the two were added, the result would still be the same. Moreover, the three major immortal sects still have so many foundation-building cultivators, who are all bursting out with powerful cultivation power and blasting towards the side. The momentum is shocking and overwhelming. The people in the southwest garrison are weaker than the other side in terms of number. Next to them, Nai Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu saw Li Hao coming out, and their expressions suddenly shook, revealing a glimmer of light. "Little brother, you finally came out," Nai Yuntian said to Li Hao, with a smile on his face. For some reason, Nai Yuntian actually felt a kind of temperament from Li Hao. The whole person seemed to have come down from the nine heavens, extraordinary. The appearance of Li Hao directly gave Nai Yuntian more confidence in his heart. He was able to have such a mysterious means to remove his own poison. The cultivation of Li Hao in front of him was probably extraordinary. At least Nai Yuntian couldn't see through it now. "You finally came out." Next to him, Zhang Daiyu also said to Li Hao in a deep voice. Li Hao smiled directly, but didn't say anything. Everyone's eyes were focused on Li Hao, and Li Hao had become the focus of the whole scene. Bang! Another shocking collision sound broke out. Not far away, if there were two figures that were shaken back, they were the fighting Sanyang Genren and Qian Hedang from the Jinghua Qian family. After being shaken back, Sanyang Genren did not take action again, but flashed and came directly in front of Li Hao. "Young master." Sanyang Genren's expression showed a touch of excitement, and he shouted respectfully to Li Hao. At the same time, there was another roar from the other side. "Ah!" A scream followed, and the sound came from the mouth of the Jindan realm expert of the Sun family. At this moment, the Jindan realm expert of the Sun family had claw marks all over his body, and his clothes were all stained red with blood. The whole person fell to the ground, and his breath became extremely weak and embarrassed. A white figure came directly to Li Hao's side again. It was the white cat. The white cat came directly to Li Hao's side, and its body changed from more than 10 feet long to a small cat of about 20 centimeters, well behaved and cute. Meow. The white cat made a friendly call to Li Hao, and then jumped directly onto Li Hao's shoulder. At this moment, Zhou Kunlun from the Zhou family and Ye Changhe from the Ye family in the Magic City also came directly to Li Hao's side. "Young master! Young master!" Zhou Kunlun and Ye Changhe also showed a respectful look, bowed to Li Hao, and shouted. Boom! But the people around, seeing the scene in front of them, widened their eyes again, and their eyes were filled with unbelievable expressions. "Young master! Oh my God!" Zhou Kunlun and Ye Changhe actually called Li Hao the young master. "How is this possible? What is the identity of that guy? His. .. A series of exclamations suddenly rang out in the scene, and everyone was shocked to see the scene in front of them, and they kept making sounds of sucking in cold air. That is the ruler of the two families. That is the two powerful people in the Jindan realm. How could they call that young man the young master? However, before the shock on everyone's face faded, they saw that even the big monk in monk's robes, the Dharma King Zhangdi, bowed to the young man at this moment. "Master!" The Dharma King Zhangdi shouted directly to Li Hao again, and even more directly, calling Li Hao the master. What is his identity? Master? Zhangdi Dharma King actually called him master. Isn't even the Dharma King Zhang his servant? What exactly is going on? Shocking sounds kept ringing. Shock. Nothing but vibration. Everyone's eyes were fixed on Li Hao, and the way they looked at Li Hao became different. No wonder Ye Changhe and Zhou Kunlun took action just now. No wonder Dharma King Zhang also showed up. The reason for everything is actually the young man in front of me. It turns out that they are actually the slaves of the young man in front of them. It turns out that they are all taking action to protect the young man in front of them. This is their duty. Everyone found that things seemed to be getting more complicated. What is your identity? Even Yuan Yuhong and others looked at the scene with disbelief in their eyes. He. Li Hao couldn't help but laugh again when he heard what the other party said. Stop talking nonsense, don't you just want to snatch the key to the secret realm in my hand? Li Hao said calmly again. The key to the secret realm is here. Come and get it if you have the ability. But you have to take action and be prepared to die. Li Hao's voice was uneven, but it was filled with an extreme coldness that made everyone's hearts freeze. Mad. This is no ordinary madness. But the other party at this moment does have that confidence. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 341. As Li Hao spoke, a bracelet suddenly appeared on his hand. This bracelet looked ordinary and there was nothing strange about it. Is this the key to the secret realm? It's just a bracelet. How is this possible? When the people around saw the bracelet on Li Hao's hand, they made another sound of surprise. They couldn't believe that the key to the Yaokai secret realm would be a bracelet. By the way, the key to the secret realm seems to be related to women. But at this time, someone suddenly remembered the rumors about the key to the secret realm. It seemed that the key to the secret realm was something related to women. Isn't this bracelet worn by girls? For a while, many people's eyes were fixed on the bracelet, filled with a touch of light, and they had no doubts about the result of the bracelet being the key to the secret realm. But Yuan Yuhong and others looked unusually ugly. Let's do it together. There are only a few of them, and there are only 2 late Jindan realm masters. This kid is probably only in the Jindan realm at most. At this time, Pan Zhengjiang said in a deep voice again. In front of them, even if this young man came out, the opponent was still inferior to them in terms of number of people and the cultivation of Jindan realm masters, so although Pan Zhengjiang and the other 4 felt a little dignified, they were still not afraid. Boom. For a moment, the aura of the late Jindan realm cultivation of Pan Zhengjiang and the other 4 was instantly released, and it was extremely powerful. The next moment, an extremely amazing offensive broke out and blasted forward. Boom. At this moment, beside Li Hao, Nai Yuntian and others also had a powerful cultivation power that instantly burst out, wanting to fight. No need. Let me do it. However, at this moment, a faint voice came out from Li Hao's mouth again, causing Nai Yuntian and others to pause in their actions, and a strange color appeared in their eyes. Especially those Taoist Zhang and Nai Yuntian. Boom. At this moment, an extremely powerful aura instantly burst out from Li Hao's body, and the powerful spiritual power circulated and rose around Li Hao's body, rushing straight into the sky. At this moment, the sky and the earth changed color, and the wind and clouds rolled back. Everyone, especially the cultivators of the immortal sect opposite, felt as if the sky had collapsed, and an extreme sense of oppression filled everyone's heart. Out of breath. Everyone was shocked at this moment. What kind of cultivation is it? How can it be so terrifying? Oh my God. It feels stronger than the cultivation of the sect master. This is no longer the Jindan realm. This is the Huashan realm. How is this possible? He is actually a strong man in the Huashan realm. A series of horrified voices came out from the mouths of these cultivators, just because the cultivation momentum released by the young man in front of them was too powerful, Even surpassing the Jindan realm, it was clearly the Huashan realm. In other words, the young man in front of him was actually a strong man in the God transformation realm. Shocking. Extremely shocking. Extremely shocking. God transformation realm, this is standing at the top of the entire continent. How old was this young man before? How is this possible? How could he be in the God transformation realm? Grandmaster? Absolutely impossible. Even the four people, Yuan Yuhong, felt the powerful cultivation power generated by Li Hao, and their eyes were filled with endless horror. Never been so shocked. Everyone was stunned. Even Nai Yuntian and Zhang Daiyu, their eyes were filled with deep shock. His, Grandmaster. It's actually a Grandmaster. This. The two of them widened their eyes and stared at the front. The suffocating momentum coming from Li Hao showed his identity as a Grandmaster. Even Sanyang Genren and the Zhangdi Dharma King and others were filled with excitement. They all knew that Li Hao was very powerful, but they didn't expect Li Hao to be so powerful. This is absolutely impossible. Mystifying. Even if he is a master, so what? The four of us can still defeat him together. When Yuan Yuhong, Du Shanjun, and others saw this scene, although their hearts had fallen to the bottom and they felt a strong crisis, they were, after all, a strong man in the late Jindan realm, and had lived for many years. Their hearts had long been tough. At this moment, facing this master of the Huashan realm, they still did not show too much fear on their faces. They said in a stern voice. The next moment, several people burst out with fierce attacks again, and whoever brought the powerful force, blasted towards Li Hao. When he saw the scene later, a faint arc appeared at the corner of his mouth. Defeat me? Just relying on you guys? Ha. Li Hao said lightly again, with a hint of sarcasm. As Li Hao's voice fell. Buzz buzz buzz. On Li Hao's body, there was a brilliant spiritual light flowing, and then, those spiritual lights directly turned into golden light, which was the Buddha's light. A powerful force of Buddhism was released from Li Hao's body, and the whole world was illuminated by this brilliant Buddha light. Li Hao's figure suddenly became extremely majestic. The next moment, a huge figure appeared on Li Hao's body. The figure was huge and stood upright between heaven and earth. He was barefoot and bareheaded, but he was wearing a golden cassock. O.M. A strange phenomenon appeared above the sky, as if the whole world was shrouded in Buddha's light. There was also a sound of Sanskrit, which echoed in the whole space and reached the ears of everyone, making everyone look at the towering figure in front of them with awe in their hearts. What is that? Buddha, how come there is a Buddha on his body? What kind of method is this? This is too terrifying. When the people around saw the towering figure on Li Hao's body, they were shocked again. The next moment, they saw that Li Hao raised his palm and then the towering figure moved with it. His hands turned into palms, one pointing to the sky and the other pointing to the ground. I am the only one in the world. Tathagata palm. At this moment, Li Hao, facing the four late Jindan cultivators, directly displayed the powerful Tathagata palm without any hesitation. Killing the chicken to scare the monkey. Li Hao wanted to make a quick decision and suppress them directly. Go. Li Hao shouted again in a cold voice, and then slammed directly with the palm. At the same time, the towering figure on Li Hao's body also slammed directly with the palm. Suddenly, there was a Buddhist palm print shining with golden light that slammed directly towards Du Shanjun and the other four, carrying an extremely powerful momentum. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Taido. Chapter 342. A huge Buddhist palm print, shining with golden light, fell from the sky with an extremely terrifying might. Boom. The four Panzhangjiangs looked at the scene in front of them, and their eyes were filled with shock and even a hint of fear, but at this moment, The arrow was on the string and had to be fired. They could only release all their strength and blast towards the palm print together. However, the next moment, everyone saw the giant palm falling from the sky and directly hitting the four Pan Zhengzhangs. Bang! A deafening sound instantly resounded, causing the entire earth to tremble. Ah! Ah! At this moment, screams suddenly rang out, and four figures flew backwards directly. Puff! The four of them spit out large mouthfuls of blood at the same time, and then fell heavily to the ground. Their clothes were stained with blood, and they looked extremely embarrassed. Even their faces were extremely pale, and there was a trace of despair in their hearts. The Tathagata palm came out, shaking the earth. The power of the Tathagata palm became stronger as Li Hao's cultivation level increased. Is this the Grand Master? With just one palm, the four of them were injured and had no power to resist. The elders were suppressed. The four great Jindan realm masters. Even his palm was blocked. Oh my God, this is too terrifying. Is this the power of the Grand Master? This scene fell into the eyes of the surrounding cultivators, making them widen their eyes and exclaim. Those are the four great masters in the late Jindan realm. Crush. This is a naked crush. On the other side, fellow Daoist Zhang, Nai Yuntian, and others were greatly shocked, while Zhou Kunlun and others were even more shocked. Too powerful. This is the power of the Grand Master. At this moment, Zhou Kunlun and others were even more awed by Li Hao. It seems that being signed a contract by a Grand Master is not unacceptable. This contract is a shackle, but it is also a symbol of their embrace of Li Hao. Li Hao still stood proudly in the same place, with his clothes fluttering. The eyes of everyone around looking at Li Hao have changed. Especially those cultivators of the immortal sect, they were originally ready to take action, but at this moment their bodies involuntarily froze in place, feeling an extreme chill all over their bodies, unable to move. Li Hao, however, set his eyes on the four people in front of him again, with a gleam of brilliance in his eyes. The next moment, Li Hao walked directly towards the four people again, with a powerful aura without anger. What is he going to do? Is he going to kill the elders? When the immortal sect cultivators around saw this scene, they were also shocked and said in shock. Even Pan Zhengzhang and the other four changed their expressions when they saw this scene. What are you going to do? Yuan Yuhong said to Li Hao in a deep voice. What do you think? Of course I will kill you. Li Hao said lightly, but his voice was filled with a touch of extreme pride, which made Yuan Yuhong and the other four feel extremely cold in their hearts. As Li Hao's voice fell, Li Hao had already walked in front of the four people step by step. Boom! A powerful momentum was released lightly, but it brought an unparalleled sense of oppression. Ah! Don't! This is a misunderstanding. Pan Zhengzhang and the other four were horrified, and there was a touch of fear in their expressions, and they hurriedly said to Li Hao. Misunderstanding? Why does everyone say this when they are about to die? Li Hao laughed disdainfully and said lightly. Didn't you want my secret realm key? Don't you want it now? Ha ha. No, no. Only a master like you is qualified to have the secret realm key. The four people continued to say, no longer arrogant, and gave in. People have to bow their heads under the eaves. Ha ha. Hearing the words of the four people, Li Hao sneered again. I said before that if you want to take action, be prepared to die. Li Hao said directly again. Alas, I gave you a chance, but you don't cherish it? Li Hao sighed again. As Li Hao's voice fell, the strong spiritual power flowed through Li Hao's body, making Li Hao's momentum become majestic, and Li Hao's eyes looking at the four people burst out with a sharp edge. Li Hao waved his hand, and another amazing offensive instantly condensed and went directly towards the four people. Pan Zhengzhang and the other four had a look of horror in their eyes. They felt a strong threat and quickly mobilized their remaining strength to resist. But, boom! An extremely violent force suddenly emerged, carrying the power of heaven and earth, and directly hit the four of them. Bang! A huge roar suddenly resounded again. Then, the four figures were blown away again, smashing directly on the ground, and even smashing a huge pit. Pan Zhenjiang and the other four vomited blood, their bodies were covered with blood, and they didn't know how many bones were broken. It was miserable. It was not ordinary miserable. The four late Jindan realm masters were in such a miserable state under Li Hao's hands. They were seriously injured and dying. If it weren't for their strong physical bodies, they would have been killed by Li Hao. But at this moment, although the four were seriously injured, they were not completely dead. Ah! Was the elder killed? No. But it's almost done. Then what should we do? What else can we do? Run away quickly. The surrounding cultivators saw the scene and exclaimed again. They were also afraid and even began to worry about themselves. The next moment, many cultivators actually fled here at the same time. Li Hao saw the scene and did not stop it. If Li Hao took action, none of these people would be able to leave, but Li Hao did not kill them all. Li Hao didn't care. They were just ant-like characters. Li Hao looked at the four figures on the ground again. Don't kill me. Pan Zhenjiang felt the approach of death and said to Li Hao with force. I am the elder of Taiwa Sword Sect, you can't kill me. Our sect master is also a grand master. Du Shanjun said to Li Hao again, but he brought out the sect masters of Taiwa Sword Sect, hoping that Li Hao would be afraid and not kill him. However, when Li Hao heard what Du Shanjun said, his eyes suddenly burst out with a sharpness. Ha ha! So what if he is a grand master? He can come to me. Li Hao sneered and pointed at Du Shanjun again, and this finger contained a sharp aura. The next moment, it seemed that there was a sword energy that directly pierced Du Shanjun's head. Du Shanjun, die.